All right. Peace. Just, a few minutes. Things strike me. And again, I tend to want to share the way that I think, right? And there's specific reason why, right? But what I kind of want to talk through is um, what has us trapped. What has us trapped, right? I shared a page of a dictionary the other day, and in that dictionary they had the word nigger defined, right? And there was derivative words, niggardly, niggling, right? And all of these derivative words that at that point it was acceptable in the dictionary. Time moved on, and with every new edition, they came out with a new edition of the dictionary every 2 years. And with every new edition, they would omit words and they would change words and they would make them mean different things. And so today, we as a people in 2021 sit around playing with these words, right? Like we spend time redefining ourselves and redefining these words and their importance. And we joust each other day in and day out. We're using these words, right? First of all, I'm going to keep it real crispy. There's not a single word that you can say that is going to change your condition. There's no abracadabra, none of that. There is no, there will be no supernatural solution to a physical problem. You got to do something. I don't care what your belief system is. It says in your belief system, God helps those that help themselves. If you do nothing, you will remain in the state that you are in. Basic, just basic. Okay. So I really come to speak to the ambiguity, right? And our using these words, right? With the conscious community. The conscious community is was a produced model. It was a model produced. It was a little bag that you fell into, like a genre, like rock and roll, or like hip hop, or it was a subculture that was produced intentionally. And everybody that calls themselves conscious, they all say the same things. They sound the same. They repeat the same words. It's a little, sewing circle where we say this thing and that means, oh, that person's conscious, right? And that means something, right? That means something to us. It's like a degree that we put up. We're woke, all that. And and the litmus that we use to determine that somebody is woke or conscious is that they use these words and they spin them together and it's colorful like the plantation peacock. But what is it saying? What is it saying? See, again, one of the reasons that I actually determined to do this quick live, is because it bothers me when I'm speaking to somebody and they say, "Yo, your ideas, they're on point. Your ideas are on point, bruh. Let me tell you something. You ain't never really heard my ideas. You ain't never really heard my ideas, man. It is not my idea that you will die without water. That's not my idea. It's not my doing. It's not my doing that you will die without food. That's not me, man. I didn't make these fucking rules up. It is not my idea that you need to control your healthcare. It's not my idea that you cannot sustain yourself or win any engagement without the control of very specific things. That is not my idea. That dynamic does not exist because Peter Brown said it. It doesn't. It is a consistent fact and transcendent of species. It's transcendent of species. It is true for the gazelle. It's true for the elephant. It's true for the serpent. It's so in this conscious community, everything is a perspective. It's everything is an idea. Everything is an exchange. Everything is a debate, right? It's all a joust. And so when somebody says to me, "Oh, your ideas are great," yo, dog, man, yo, that it bothers me because you ain't heard my idea. You ain't heard my idea. What I'm doing is I'm illustrating the fact. This is the condition that we live in. These are the integers. These are those things that 100%, I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care where you are. I don't care what the fuck you think. If you don't have water, you're dead in 72 hours. Who is that not true for? How is that a subjective statement? How is it subjective that the number one thing that you will need in order to survive for any of your plans to come true is water? It's not my idea. It's not my idea. It's not my rule. That's what it is. Okay. So again, it really bothers me. It really bothers me when somebody tells me, my ideas are like, yo, no, it's not about ideas. It is about first defining what are the instruments, what are the common instruments of our oppression and depression. What are the common instruments? Forget your philosophy. Forget your ideology. You will never come to a conclusion until you can whittle it down to the base. What is the base? What must you have? And if you can define what those things are, now you have an attack vector. But until you can define what are the instruments that bind me, if you cannot define the instruments of your binding, you will forget that you are bound. It is like a bear that is in a forest and he gets caught in a bear trap and it's cold. So he's trapped and there's blood issuing from his paw. But what happens is it's cold, and the cold serves to anesthetize that foot. And so it's not really as painful as it was when the trap closed. It's not really as bad. He's able to, he can't move, he's in the trap, but it's not as bad as it was because it's been anesthetized by the cold. And now here comes along the hunter, and the hunter provides that bear food, right? So the bear doesn't have to go hunt. He provides him food. He takes pity on the fact that he's in that trap, and he provides him food. He provides him water. He provides him his necessities. Again, the bear is in the trap and his foot, it kind of hurts, but he can deal with it. It's not killing him. He can survive. And because the hunter is providing him his food and providing him his water and providing him his necessities, he begins to settle into the condition of being held by the hunter and being taken care of by the hunter. And at that point, the bear begins to think about things like what he should call himself. Maybe I shouldn't call myself a bear. Maybe I should call myself an eagle. Maybe I'm a fish. Maybe the bear forgets about his condition. He'll forget about his condition. This is the place where we are with word games, man. Nothing that you say, nothing that anybody says is going to save you. I don't care if it's diversity. Somebody just, man, another one of these people sent me a friend's request. And when you look at their profile, they're an investor and a cryptocurrency expert and all the rest of that. And immediately she jumped into my inbox and sent me, would you like to have great profits and be able to turn money into this, into that? And guess what? You assume, and this is my problem. I ain't got no problem with money. Shit, right? I ain't got no problem with money. But the issue is that this kind of a person lives life under the assumption that white people will always be here. This system is normal. The best that you can do, the best that you will do is spend your energy making this system stronger so you can get a little bit more comfort today. right? So you can be comfortable today. So all that you do, all that you speak of, all that you say is about making money. And I asked her very clearly one question. If the power goes out, if I get $1 billion and the power goes out, what do I need? If I got $1 billion, I got $1 billion in currency. I got $1 billion in cryptocurrency. I got $1 billion and the power goes out. What do I need? That is not ambiguous. It transcends species. You need water. You need food. Your babies forever will need these things. So what is the true goal? Money? How do we not think this through? What is the true goal? The true goal is life and solvency into the future. How do you ensure life and solvency into the future? Money? No. Money is an intermediary that they put in front of you that makes you think that that is the goal. But that's not the goal. The goal was essential needs. You've been fooled into believing that the only way that those essential needs can be produced is by making money and buying it from him. And he convinced you it is bullshit. And we just operate under that. But absolutely nothing that your leaders and your talkers and your booksellers and your politicians and your journalists and all of these talkers, nothing that they are saying diminishes the fact that without water, you're dead. Without food, you're dead. This isn't subjective. This isn't ambiguous. This isn't fucking diversity and inclusion and equity. What the fuck is equity? What does equity mean? This isn't equality. It isn't all of these things that have a peripheral benefit to your enemy. So the only reason that these words are on their lips is because they can find a way of profiting from it. If they can push that forward, then they gain. But you never are free. No matter what happens, if you do not control your water, your food, your clothing, your shelter, your education, your sanitation, your utility, if you do not control these things and somebody else controls them, you assure that your children will bow at their table in perpetuity. If you don't control your food, then your child will bow at someone else's table for their food. Not my philosophy. It's not my philosophy. If you don't control your water, then your children and their children and their children, until somebody figures it out, will beg at another man's table for them. Not my philosophy. It's not my ideology. It's not because I said it. It's the fact. And so your leaders do you a disservice by bumping their gums with word games. Your leaders, every single one of them, all of them, do you a disservice by not first highlighting the absolute non-ambiguous truth. What are the instruments of our oppression? And if you can't answer that, then there is no possibility that you can make a difference in the dynamic. Basic, not my philosophy, not my ideology. This is very, very basic. And the majority of the people look around you. I'm not attacking nobody, man. I'm not attacking nobody. I'm saying, look around you. People are using word games, man. Nation, all we need is a nation. If you got a nation and somebody else controls your water, what you got? Nothing. Nothing. If you got a nation, great. I got a nation. But you don't control your water, what do you have? Nothing. You got a culture. Awesome. You got a culture. What you gonna do? Dance? If you don't have water, what the fuck does your culture do for you? All of these tricky little conscious woke word games that allow our youth to hear us playing fucking word games without any answer. without any common bind that is absolute and true. Absolute and true is not your ideology. It's not what you think is important. It's not any of those. It is what keeps you alive. That is absolute. That is true. And so don't go past that, because therein lies your answer. You solve that problem and every other problem will be solved. Just that simple. So I suggest to you, you're confusing the youth. You're confusing the youth because you're playing that double word game, just like has been played for centuries. So they see this guy on that soapbox talking, right? Sounds real good, flamboyant, yeah, all that. And then they see another guy on the other corner and he's talking everlasting life and he's flamboyant and he rhymes and he's sharp and he's got a quick eye and a slick mouth, right? And the youth are seeing all of these different ideologies and all of them are tricky with their word games and they sound real good, but nobody is speaking the 100% non-subjective, non-ambiguous truth. None of them will tell you that the only things that will make you free are control over your essentials needs. None of them will say it. You know why? Because there is no safety net. See, let me talk that through. There is no safety net, right? The things that I describe in order to be able to control my own water, my own food, my own healthcare, my own security, my own sanitation, there's nobody that's going to step in and help me, right? I have to build those things meticulously from the ground up. There's no safety net. There's no assurances. I could build my well and the wall could fall in, and then I got to start over again. I could do any number of things could happen. Catastrophe could happen while I'm building those things that I need in order to be able to flourish into the future. There is no safety net. And so because of that, our leaders, our journalists, our politicians, our talkers, they do not want to build for themselves because there is no safety net. They feel like they can count on a safety net here, but look at us dying. Is it truly a safety net? Look at the little 6-year-old child murdered. Is it a safety net? Look at the condition of our families and our communities. Is it safe? Are you safe? So what safety net is it that you are clinging to that keeps you from producing what you need to be a full human being? What safety net? What safety net have you ever known? But our leaders and talkers and journalists and booksellers would all have you believe that this safety net is so great and so wonderful that we shouldn't even try. That we shouldn't even try to be full men and women with complete control and responsibility for our own solvency into the next 72 hours. Instead of even trying, we'll just sit back and expect this man to provide us clean water. And if the water should get dirty, then we're going to complain about the dirty water, but we will take no hand to filter the water for our damn selves. What do you call that? What do you call that? You will sit back and complain about the quality of the water that is provided to you, but you will take no hand to filter that water for yourself. What do you call that? You call that a slave. You call that an ungrateful slave is what you call it. You call that an ungrateful slave that will not take a hand to do it for himself, but open up his mouth to complain about the quality of the water, to complain about the quality of the food. You don't like GMO food? Grow your own damn food. You don't complain about what this man is doing for you. You don't complain about what this man, if you're not willing to do it for yourself, who do you think owes you? Who's going to save you? Again, is this my philosophy? Is this my ideas? The things that I'm saying to you right now, are they my ideas? That if this man is providing you water and you take no hand to filter your own water, shut the fuck up and say thank you for the water? Is that my idea? Or is that the way it is? Is that the way it is? Like, it's not my idea. It's not my philosophy. These are the facts. And because we got this watered down society, this punkified society, again, you got leaders that won't say this because they're afraid, right? All they got is platforms and cute, fast words. They are afraid to even imagine living without a safety net, building without a safety net. So they spend their time trying to be relevant, right? Trying to keep you focused on the glitter and their words, but they have not a single word that tells you how to be free of the condition that you are. Financial independence, using a currency that was produced on April 2nd, 1796, and every single note is printed and the interest rate is controlled by your enemy. And every time you earn anything, they take a percentage. And anytime you buy anything, they take a percentage. And anytime you exchange any one of their notes, they take a percentage. Financial independence, there's no such thing. It's an ambiguous term. There's no such thing. As long as you are using the finance, white supremacy must be in power, making you the strongest agent of white supremacy. In order for there to be financial independence in America, it means that white supremacy must be in power. And guess what? That makes you higher than me, financially better than me, but still under a master. It's a misnomer. It's an ambiguous term. It means nothing. So the people I'm telling you, the people that you're listening to, the people that are talking, that got your attention, they are walking your children. Your Marcus Garvey said, any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. If these people are counting on someone else providing their water for them tomorrow and have no plan, nowhere in their plan is there a component to control their own water, I'm telling you, they're simply counting on another man always being there to provide it for them. I suggest to you, the only way that you become a full human being, the only way you become a full human being is by taking full responsibility for your existence. You become a whole human when you maintain the whole responsibility associated with your existence. And any degree that somebody else is providing for you, if you live in my house, right, and you're paying no rent, you're buying no food, you're doing none of those things to keep yourself alive, you do not have demands, right? You don't have demands. What you are is shy, quiet, and very unassuming, because if I should fall, then you fall, right? That's where we are. That's where we are. And none of your leaders are saying this. None of your leaders. You know what they're doing? You know what your leaders are doing? Your leaders are doing what the American school system did. What they're doing is they're lowering the bar. You're getting 2 + 2 correct. And they're saying, oh, how good you did, Jamar. Look at you. You got that right. That's what your leaders are doing. But they're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you how great you are and how to get to that greatness. You control the essential needs. You live or die by your own efforts or lack thereof. This is how you become a man. You don't say to this dude, I'm a man. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. You're marching and all that shit, the electric slide, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean, nobody is going to respect you. Why would they? Why would they? You do not control any of the things that keep you alive, and you got a mouthful of gimme and a handful of oblige. Your leaders got no plan to do anything to remove themselves from dependency from these people. None. None of them. Open a school depends on these people, right? None of them have a plan that removes dependency. None of them. None of them. And I'm telling you, what I'm saying to you is not my idea. It's not my opinion. It's not subjective. If you don't have essential needs, you're dead. So what is the focus for us as a people? You need to be able to reach the youth. What are you going to do? Go with a new spirituality and new tricky words and confuse the youth even further? Is that what you're going to do? Or why wouldn't you just go to the youth and tell them the truth? Yo, if we don't have these things, we're dead. So what can we do to produce them and get their ideas and get them engaged? If we don't have water in 72 hours, we're dead. Let's have an experiment. Let's not go into the house. Let's figure it out for ourselves. Let's learn how to create activated charcoal. Let's learn how to build a water filter from the common elements that are around each and every one of us. Let's do that. Let's learn how to become independent, right? Is this my idea? Is this my philosophy? Without water, you're dead. Without water, you're dead. Why wouldn't you know how to filter water? Why wouldn't you? And I'll tell you why you wouldn't. Because you have counted on white supremacy so long that you don't think you have to. Damn. I know that shit hurts, man. And I know, you know what? Because none of your leaders are saying this shit to you. None of them are saying this to you. So for me to say it, it's painful. You know why you don't know how to filter water? Because you have counted on white supremacy for so fucking long that you think that the water is always going to come out the tap. It's like magic. You open up the fridge, the light goes on. You close the fridge, the light goes off. It's like magic. You don't have to know how it works. You don't have to think about sanitation. You don't have to think about supply chain. You don't have to think about livestock and agriculture because someone else has always had it for you. And as long as you exist in that state, you will be that man's slave. Period. Period. This is not my philosophy. Anybody, I can't see no comments. Anybody, say I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Highlight it. Say it. Say anywhere where it's my opinion. Say anywhere where I'm telling you something that is not correct. Say it. Say it. And I will, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But it's not my opinion. It's not my philosophy. These are not because I'm saying it. No. These are the things that tether you to mortality. So necessarily, those are the things that you need to control in order to be free. So what do you want to say to the youth? How do you gather the youth? How do you stop our brothers and sisters and children from dying in the streets? You stop with the colorful, tricky fucking words, man. You stop with that shit that is your ideas and your opinion. And shut up with all that and tell them the truth. They've got too many leaders that are out here with that bullshit. Tell them the truth. These are the things that are holding us in state. And these are the things, the only things that have the capacity to change our condition. And that is control of our own water. As long as you don't control your own water, somebody downstream can poison your water and everything that you love is destroyed. As long as you don't control your own food, they put whatever they want in that food and you ain't got no choice. As long as you don't control your own health care, they will think that your women don't experience pain like their women do, and they will discard them. And in childbirth, they will have disparities. As long as you don't control your education, they're going to teach your children that you ain't shit. As long as you don't control the media, you're going to look like a monkey. What? What are this is and what's the answer? What are your leaders' answers? What are the masses' answers? We're going to get signs. We're going to march. We're going to, you can't say that about us. What the fuck? They can't. They own that shit. Yes, they can. What are you going to do? That and again, your punkified leaders won't say these things to you because they need to be popular. They can't say this shit because it hurts your feelings, right? I know it does. And it makes a lot of people not like me because I say it. A lot of people don't like me. They can't take me because I say it, man. But you need to know it. You need to know the priority, man. It's not ambiguous. It's not because I said. Every single where we are, New York, Detroit, Chicago, LA, all over the United States, and everywhere we are on the planet Earth, you need to know how to filter water. Everywhere on the planet Earth, you need to know how to produce power. You need to know how to grow your own food. These are the things that keep you alive. Money does not. Money doesn't keep you alive. Water does. Food does. So don't let these people, come on, man, this ambiguous bullshit that has us confused. We can't continue with that. We don't perpetuate that and share that amongst ourselves and breed stupidness among ourselves. No, money is not the goal. The essential needs are the goal, and being able to sustain them over time is the goal. Wealth is defined as being able to sustain a given lifestyle over time. Life first. Life first. You can't go past that. And if you solve the problem of essential needs, then every other problem that you ever had will be solved. Period. You will have no more problems because you control your own. Not my philosophy, not my ideology, not because I said it. You want to know? I'll tell you what really is the issue is that I defined it and I built something to control, to address that. That's the problem. People hear me say these things and they say, you got a great idea. Now, it's not because of what I'm saying. It's because they see that I identified what the issue was and I put in place with my people. We put in place the solution to address our water needs, to address our food needs, to address our security needs, to address our power needs, to address our healthcare needs. They've seen each and every single thing that I'm speaking about. I have actively put effort into building all over the planet Earth. So it's not that the people are resistant to what it is that I'm saying. They're resistant to the fact that somebody actually is saying it and has done it. That's what and you know what? That's some petty bullshit. Because if you win, I win. It's not a competition. I said I need you in Detroit to learn how to filter water. You want to do something this summer? Forget all that damn bullshit that everybody else is about to do. Forget all that. Do water filtration. I don't give a damn about your smoothie shop. That counts on them. I don't give a damn about your vegan cart. That counts on them. You want to do something? Teach a water filtration workshop in Flint, Michigan. You want to do something? As opposed to having a wonderful beauty shop and making a lot of money. You want to really do something? Do something that addresses the need for the people, man. Power to the people. The water, the power, the healthcare, all of those things need our energies, not their money. Not their money. Yo, they got us so confused, man. So confused. They call their money currency, but there is no current. It has no life. It has no real energy. It's an intermediary that misdirects our energy. The only energy that it has is what we give it, and we give it the energy, and we don't give the soil the energy, so the earth is dying in the process. You're supposed to be in the dirt. You're supposed to be filtering your water. You're supposed to be producing energy in clean methods. You're supposed to be building in ethically sustainable methods. These are the things that you're supposed to do. And as a result, the earth would benefit and the entire ecosystem would benefit. But instead, we're following a dog, man. We're following a greedy, self-destructive dog. And we're doing everything that they say. And our leaders, our talkers, our journalists, our booksellers, I read Chancellor Williams. I'm from back there, man. I studied John Henrik Clarke. I've studied all of our leaders. I could write a book. I could do a video, right? I could do Hidden Crayons 34. I could do that and I could make money. But how does that move us forward? How does that move us forward? I could regale you with stories as it relates to the Underground Railroad and my family's participation therein. I could regale you with stories relative to my family lineage and where they came from and but what does that do? What does that do? All of that bullshit needs to be left to the side, and adults need to be able to speak and plan in meticulous manners to solve the problem. And the only way that we can do that is with non-ambiguous words, not all not the colorful woke words, man. Don't bring that to me. Don't bring that to me ever. Don't bring me woke words, man. That shows me you're asleep, right? That conscious bullshit, that was the bag that they produced for you and you fell into it, man, and called yourself that. You know what you called me? Peter or Tar. That's it. That's it. You know, I'm not into any of them. Nothing, none of them names, none of what you are, none of your groups, none of that. Am I any of that? I'm Peter. I'm not into it. I don't need a conscious pin on my lapel. I'm telling you the true words. And any of your groups that do not control their water do not have long. Any of your groups that do not have a plan to control their food do not have long. Any of them who are talking about an army, but they don't have the health care to be able to manage the injured at the end of an engagement will not last long. Those are children. That's a child's dream without a plan to actually execute it. You cannot do anything if you do not address those things. So you want to do something for real? Yo, find me. Find me. Your talkers, they ain't never going to engage me. Guess what? They follow me. Your leaders, they follow me. I can see, because every now and again I can see them repeating what it is that I've just said. I can see them repeating. They follow, but they don't engage me. Not near one will engage me. Why? Because I'm not going to do that peacock bullshit. I'm not going to do that peacock strut. I'm speaking fact all the time, not my opinion. Now, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Huh? If you want to have a barbecue, yo, go get yourself a restaurant depot. Go to the IRS.gov. Sign up for a sole proprietor business license. Get yourself an EIN. You can do it just like that right now. Get yourself an EIN. Go to the restaurantdepot.com. Sign up for a free lifetime membership. Go get $40 worth of chicken for $13, right? And throw a barbecue. Now look up how to build an activated charcoal filter from easily found elements. Look it up. It'll take you 10 minutes to learn how to do it. And instead, we'd sit back and say, look at Flint, Michigan. No one's solving their problem. Who's supposed to save you? You waiting for Jan Michael Vincent to save you when you have the capacity to save yourself? Really? Really? That's the problem. So again, no ambiguity into what it is that I'm saying. These are facts. It's not my philosophy. It's not my opinion. Please don't ever say that to me again, that my ideas are great. Nah, you ain't ever even heard my ideas. You ain't never spoke to me long enough to know my ideas, right? Please don't ever say that shit to me again. It's not my idea. Here's what the non-subjective inhibitors are, and here's what we got to do. Period. Right? Essential needs. Get at me. You want to find me? My email address is pbrown@theledgegroup.com. You can do a search for the Ledge Group on YouTube. You know where I'm at. Join the Grand Risings if you're melanated. Find me. Yeah. Engage me. Anything that I just said to you is wrong, correct me. I'm open to that too. All right. I suggest stop confusing the children. Stop using these fucking words and start speaking in specific and non-ambiguous fact. I don't care what you think, and you should not care what I think. My opinion is irrelevant. It means nothing. Your opinion is irrelevant. It means nothing. What does matter are the facts and what needs to be done. You with that? Find me. Find me. You want to put a tool in your hand? You ready to do something and actually build this? Yeah. You want to build the only safety net that we have ever known? Find me. All right. Peace.